Hello darlings, and welcome to the video. Today we're going to be learning about the haiku, its history, and how to write one. If you want to know the answers to these questions, then you've come to the right place. Let's get started. History of the haiku. Now, before we get into it, there are a lot of Japanese names that are going to be in this video, and honestly, I'm probably going to pronounce a lot of them inaccurately, and I am sincerely sorry for that. Now let's dive in. The haiku began in the 13th century in Japan. It originated as the opening stanza of a ringa. The now recognizable three-lined haiku broke away from the ringa in the 16th century, though it wasn't until the 17th century that it was mastered by Matsu Basho. So let's look at some examples of haikus. Now these are all, to my knowledge, traditional haikus, all written by Japanese poets. So here we go. The first one is by Matsu Basho, and this is one of his most famous haikus. An old pond, a frog jumps in, the sound of water. Here's another one. A world of dew, and within every dewdrop, a world of struggle, by Kobayashi Iza. Another one. The light of a candle is transferred to another candle. Spring Twilight, by Yosa Busan. One more, and this is the one that the name I'm most worried about saying. I write, erase, rewrite, erase again, and then a poppy blooms, by Katsushukia Hakasuwa. I apologize so much. How to write a haiku. Haikus generally focus on a moment in time. There's a focus on nature, vivid imagery, and enlightenment. They are able to be read in one breath. Now, traditional haikus are more complex than I feel equipped to teach and are best written in Japanese. But seeing as I do not speak or write in Japanese, we're going to be doing a simpler approach. Now, you probably were made to write a haiku at some point in time in your schooling, but we're going to go over the rules just in case you don't remember them. A haiku consists of 17 syllables. The first line is 5 syllables, the second line is 7 syllables, and the third line is 5 syllables. We'll write 2 haikus today. One that's more traditional, about a brief moment in time with a nature reference. This is really important. For a traditional haiku, you are supposed to make a reference to the season. And then in the second haiku, you can write about anything you like. There's a lot of modern haikus that are much different than the traditional haikus and break form. And that's completely fine. Okay, so the first haiku we're going to write is going to be nature-based. Since it's autumn, I'm just going to go with an autumn reference. So if you need to, bring up a syllable counter, but don't worry if you're not perfect with the syllables. You can always go check later in a syllable counter and then adjust, or you can just do the talking trick to see how many syllables. I don't know if you ever taught that, but it would be like hello is 2. So you can use either of those. Okay, so let's do this. So I'm just going to put down haiku number 1, nature, and then on the sides I'm going to put 575. And now I'm going to write. So I'm going to do a fall reference. So a acorn falls far dash a acorn acorn falls far. So that should be right. Yeah, that's 5. And then so the acorn's falling. So what am I seeing here? So the acorn falls from the tree. It smashes onto the ground. So the splintering of spiked wood. Okay. The splintering of spiked wood. So that is 7, if I'm correct. And then a squirrel bickers. A squirrel bickers. So yes, I do believe that is correct, 575, and if it's not, I can change it later. So the haiku reads, a acorn falls far, the splintering of spiked wood, a squirrel bickers. So that is our nature haiku. So now let's go and write the second one, which can be about anything you want. So I'm going to write down haiku number 2, and I'm just going to say whatever I feel like it. Again, I'll do 575 as a reminder. So let's see where my imagination takes me. Okay. Soft, trembling lips part. Soft, trembling lips part. That might be too long. Trembling lips part. So that might be a syllable too long, but that's okay. If it is, I can change it later. Okay. Expelled are the wisps of longing. Okay, so expelled are the wisps of longing. That might be okay. That might be 7. It can be hard when you're doing it this way. And, like I said, it's okay. Like, the point is to just get it down. You can fix it later. And then the last line. Okay. The tenderest ghosts. Okay, I think that's correct. All right. Haiku number 2, which may need some editing, but that's okay. Soft, trembling lips part. Expelled are the wisps of longing, the tenderest ghosts. Okay, so those were 2 haikus. One more traditional about nature, and one more modern about anything I wanted it to be about. And once again, I can't stress enough, you don't have to get it perfect the first time. There's a reason why it's called a rough draft. You can edit it later and you can make it more perfect, but nothing is ever really perfect. So just enjoy writing and just be proud of the outcome. And remember that there's an editing process for a reason. Well, darlings, that's it for today's video. As always, I'll be posting my Poetry 101 videos every other week for the time being. Next time, we'll be learning our first poetic technique, rhyming. We'll be learning about its history in poetry and how you can utilize it in poetry. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and taking an interest in poetry. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notifications. Don't forget to tippity tap in the comments below to tell me what you thought of this video and what you'd like to see in this series. If you made it this far, please pick up your bonus points here. And remember to always rise from your ashes, darlings. Until next time.